Now, what happens in the world of machines when you're not precise? There is three types of errors that you can run into, and these are orthographical errors, errors of syntax, and bugs. I'll talk first of the issue of orthography. What is orthography? Orthography is about using words properly according to the language that is being used. I will give you a more formal but also simple definition of it, but let's learn about it from examples first. Hello is a word of the English language and must be written exactly this way. You are not able to write it any other way. That is this way, or this way, or this way, or this way, or any other way that differs from this one. Now, the more formal definition is simply that you must respect the choice of components of a word and their sequence. Here, the components are the letters, the H, the E, the L, and the O. And the sequence is H first, E second, L, and O at last. Of course, I can give you an actual example from a word that is part of the Python language rather than English. And this is an example of it. This is called print function. Now, functions are types of words in the Python language and other programming languages as well. Just for context, this is a function that is used to display characters on the screen. Whatever goes in the parentheses, then is showed on the screen. So if your program contains this word, and you send this program to the machine for execution, the machine will display this word to the screen. As I was saying, you need to respect the orthography, which means that you might not write this word this way, nor this way, nor this way, or any other way that differs from this one. You respect orthography. Now, I will continue the discussion on the other types of errors, specifically of syntax errors. Syntax is about structure, and I'll give you an example from the English language to teach you about syntax with an analogy. I like tomatoes is an English sentence. Here there is a structure. The structure is the subject comes first, which is I, then verb, which is like, and then tomatoes is the object, what it is that is liked. Python, similarly, has rules of syntax. They are different rules, but they are rules nonetheless of syntax, of structure. One of these rules is about indentation, but we will speak about this later, perhaps in the next lesson. The third and last type of mistake that you can run into is bugs. But a bug is a logical mistake. And the program to be bugged, to have logical mistakes, does not need to have orthographical mistakes, does not need to have syntactical mistakes, but still be broken because of logical mistakes, because of bugs. Now, what is a bug? What is a logical mistake? Your program is bugged, it has logical mistakes when you build it with an intent, but you produce a different outcome. And here are some examples of this from the English language, but again, this is not Python code. This is just being used now to teach you the concept using the power of analogy. For example, if your intent was to greet someone, you might say, "Good morning, how are you?" But you might commit a logical mistake and instead say, "Good morning, how are you?" Now, this is not about greeting, this is about grieving. So the outcome would be a different one from the one intended. At the same time, morning is perfectly correct orthographically, and the structure is just fine, but this sentence is broken, is bugged. Now, how do you manage the issue of bugs, of logical mistakes? One way is to discover it after the damage has been done. You catch the mistake later by realizing that your software is not working as you expected it to, and you try to find the root cause for it and fix it. Or there is another way. It is a preventive way, and this is called tests. Tests are used in every programming language, but the details and the practice of this will be done later in future lessons.